All right, so the last couple videos we scanned an input file and we took those integers that we scanned out of there, filled this array with them, and then we went and passed that array into a descending array function to turn it into a descending array, so from greatest to smallest. And inside the descending array function, we utilized a swap function nested in there, and then we just printed it out. So, but what we printed out was really just one row with 100 columns, and you may not want that. So I'm going to show you how to reformat your array from just like a string of numbers, just a row of numbers, into a 2D array of whatever size you want to do. So in the print array function, I've added the pointer for an output file, and then I said that output file is just going to be array output.txt, and it's going to be writable. So I'm going to be able to write to it. So put a W here instead of the R like what we have up here. Um, and this is just a file that I opened. I just opened a text file here in Notepad++, saved it as array output.txt, and then that was it. So you can see it's empty here, and then we're gonna go ahead and print to it, and then right here you can see we're gonna close that when we're done printing. So what we need to do in order to reformat this is we need to make a new integer or a new array. So I'm going to make a 5 by 20 array. So when you have a 2D, you're going to need these two brackets here, two sets of brackets here instead of just one like what we had before. And then with that, so we're going to have an I and a j, and we have our for loop for an I. So we need to create a for loop for a j and manipulate this this I loop just a little bit. So before, because it was just a single row, we were going all the way up to 100. You can see here my i's are going to go to 5, so I need to say when I is less than 5, do plus plus. And then inside there, we're going to set up a for loop for our j's, and we're going to start that at 0. And then, like I said, it's going to be 5 by 20, so when j is less than 20, we're going to do j plus plus. And the reason we haven't been doing plus plus j throughout this code is that we want to scan and also print the value of j before adding to it. And if you put your plus plus or your minus minus on in front of the j's and i's, then it's going to increment those before doing your scans and your prints, and we don't want that. So this print here is almost fine. We can just leave it here. We just got to modify it a little bit. Above that, we need to say that our array, array2, location ij, is going to be the same as the location of array at 20 times I plus j. Now, the reason we want to do this is because it's 2D, so this is going to give us the actual equation of where this spot is. So if we want spot 22 of array 2, we're going to do 20 times I is going to be in the second row, which would be I equals 1. So 20 times 1 is 1, plus the 2 to the right, j, would be 22. And that's what this looks like here. So we have our I rows going down vertically and our j rows going across. So for I0, J0, it's just going to be all the way up to 19, from 0 to 19. So 0 times I, or 0 times 20, is the I part, which is going to be 0, and then just plus adding the j is going to give you your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 19. And then since we're doing 20, we need to do 20 times I for the next row, because our next row is I equals 1. So since it's going to be the 20s row, we need to do 20 times that. Now, if this was a 10 by 10 array, you would just do 10 times I to get your rows, because your next row, I1, is going to be your tens row. So you would just do 10 times I plus j instead of 20 times I plus j. So we got that set up to be our ij's. So now we need to, instead of printing the value of array 1 at I, we're going to print the value of array 2 at ij. Now, every time we print since we're going to be writing to another file, an output file, we want to do an fprintf. We're going to print to the output. Same thing. And array2 at ij. So once we've gone through the row all the way up to the 20th column, then we want to go ahead and print a new line so that we're not just stacking the rows next to each other. We want to vertically stack them. And then we're going to also do fprintf, which is the file print version. So anything we do to our command prompt or our Quincy output, we want to do also to our output file. So we have that set up, and then you want to make sure you close your output at the end of this so that it'll close and save the file. And then this should be good. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes. We'll just go ahead, save it, and we will try and build it and see what happens. Oh, yeah, so on your fprintf, you can't just do new line like you can with printf. You actually have to specify which file you're going to print. So we want to print to the output file and create a new line in the output file. So now we got a successful build. Let's run it. All right, so now we have our array, descending order, 5 rows, 20 columns across in each row. Now you can see the formatting is a little off just because of the different size of the numbers, and you can play around with that. You don't have to do anything crazy. So looking at this printout, I can tell that my largest number is 3 digits. So I'm going to go ahead and just change this to, okay, so it's flipped to my array output, and it says been modified by another program. So let's see, and there we go, it's printed to my output file. So I'm going to go in here. Since my largest number is 3 digits, I'm going to do 3 digits then a space. Then I'm going to do 3 digits then a space, and we'll see how this formats it. Go ahead and open it back up. And there we go. So we have a nicely formatted array where all the columns and the rows are the same width, and it looks nice, much nicer than our previous one. And then this should also write to array output, and there we go. So we have a nice array that's nice and spaced out evenly, and it actually looks good instead of just a jumbled up mess. And that is it. So that is taking a file, scanning it into an array, sorting the array, and then printing it out to however 2D size you want to do. Now, if you don't want 5 by 20, say you wanted 10 by 10, you would have to change these, and then change your i's and your j's to 10s, and then change your algorithm here to get that location. So that is it, and good luck.